Hey everybody, Alex Kazor, SteelersDepot.com, back for another Pittsburgh Steelers analysis, breaking down their wild, wacky, hold on for dear life 27-24 victory over the Tennessee Titans Sunday afternoon. Pittsburgh, by the skin of their teeth, moves on to 6-0 for the year, only the second team in Steelers history to do that, joining the 1978 Steelers, and wow, a lot to talk about in this one. Don't even know where to begin with this one. I'll start with the offense, and what a great first half, and what a terrible rest of that game. The offense started out so hot. Scoring their first touchdown in an opening possession for the first time since Week 15 of 2018. A 23-game drought finally broken. They were great on third down. They started the game 7 for 7. They finished the game on third down overall well, too. But they just could do no wrong in the first half. Ben was picking apart zone defenses. Juju was getting involved as I kind of expected and anticipated, with the Titans playing so much zone, so much spot drop defense, and really not allowing the big play over the top. James Conner ran the ball well. Pittsburgh controlled the line of scrimmage, and they jump out to this big lead. And then it was just Steelers beating Steelers. It was turnovers the rest of the way. You have 3 interceptions by Ben. Now 1 came at the end of the first half, which was kind of just a heave and a prayer after the Titans, had that disaster on their punt attempt, but probably not a good decision to go for broke on a touchdown for that one. There's no timeouts, I know, but you're at the 37, you got 11 seconds left. If you can try to get something quick to the sidelines, I know Tennessee's probably protecting the sidelines there, obviously, but if you can try that, I'd rather try that than just try to throw something up to the end zone, and so that cost you points. And you had the tip pass that had another interception, the second interception, and I'm not sure what causes a 6'5 quarterback like Ben to have so many batted balls, but that's been a bit of an issue throughout this season for sure. Is it an arm angle thing, or just defenses knowing they can't always get to Ben? He gets the ball out so quickly, so they just wait and jump in the air. Maybe that's it. It's probably some sort of combination. And then the third one, of course, was the worst decision. I know Juju on a linebacker, down the middle, too high safety. That's not a terrible look and read of the situation, but ultimately obviously did not work. Passes is batted by the linebacker, picked off by the safety Amani Hooker, and that allowed Tennessee to have a chance for the game-tying field goal by Stephen Gostkowski, and that was fortunately missed, pushed wide to the right, basically with no time left, 14 seconds or whatever it was, and Pittsburgh hangs on to win. But you can't turn the football over. Tennessee came into this game, they were tied for first in turnover differential at +6. It only given the football away 3 times this entire season. They did not turn over the football at all on Sunday, and that's the reason why they got back into this game. Just a couple other quick notes for the offense. Again, Juju getting involved. We get nothing over the top, generally speaking, but just good to have him back. And again, this is kind of going to be a popcorn type thing, where one week Juju shows up, another week Claypool, another week Washington. Claypool was very quiet today, so that's just the ebb and flow of the offense. And obviously great to have Deontay Johnson back out there. His hands aren't the most consistent thing, but the guy makes plays, and he's awfully hard to bring down in space. He did leave the game with an ankle injury. He called it a bruise. He says he'll play against Baltimore next weekend. That's Sunday at 1 o'clock. I hope he's right. We'll find out. Defensively, it's just hard to get a read where this team was at defensively. Again, came out really hot early, completely bottled up Derrick Henry. Just really strong, stellar performance overall. Guys like TJ Watt, Bud Dupree, although did not show in the stat sheet, I thought played well. Cam Sutton was really good. Terrell Edmonds continues to make strides. And then you just have some little hiccups. And Minkah Fitzpatrick did not have a good game overall. There were some missed tackles. Just took a terrible angle on A.J. Brown's, I think it was 73-yard touchdown. And really in that moment, I think it was a 24-7 game at that point, I believe. You just can't give up the big play. Force Tennessee to really nickel and dime you down the field, eat up clock, and just kind of, in a worst-case scenario, run out the clock in that sense. And to give that one up was really tough. Brown's a very talented receiver, a freaky dude, and showed it there. But Minkah, after having a really good day last week versus Cleveland, had one of his worst games as a Steeler Sunday against Tennessee. And then Derrick Henry got going in the second half, and something Dave Bryant talked about, that Henry warms up as the game goes on. Tennessee, they're fighters. They don't give up. They've had these kind of very battle-tested type games, including one versus Houston last week that went in overtime, and so Henry got going late. Steelers had to rotate guys. They got some unfamiliar faces in, like Henry Mondeau and, UG3 playing, and Dime and Spillane, who I thought played well overall, filling in for Devin Bush. So you had some guys get worn down, and that allowed Henry to kind of take advantage and get some runs late. But overall, the run defense, I thought, just statistically, if you look at the stat line for Henry, 80 yards, 3.8 yards per carry, no big plays. You take it overall, but the offense was not sustaining their drives, putting the Steelers defense on the field quite a bit, and they did get worn down in the second half. And for special teams, Chris Boswell, perfect. Barry, didn't really have to see him a whole lot, not in the first half at all, I don't think, but that was good enough. Good holds, I suppose. And Ray McLeod, 57-yard punt return that set up another Steelers touchdown. So he's been an electric guy in the punt return game and really valuable there. And I might even do a breakdown on him potentially sometime during the week, either for YouTube or for Steelers Depot, the website. But overall, special teams has been, I think, very good. Some hiccup stuff. Mondo called for holding. James Pierre called for a late hit, which was very questionable. But overall, in terms of the return aspect, the kicking aspect of it, really like what those particular and specific units are at. So overall, this team is 6-0. Again, it was a very typical Steelers take 5 years off your life type of victory, but it is a victory nonetheless. Now you're going to be pretty battered and bruised heading into Week 8. It would be against Baltimore Sunday, 1 o'clock, and Baltimore's on their bye right now, so they're going to be well rested and probably going to be the favorites in that one. Pittsburgh on the road against a tough Titans team there. Definitely had your nicks and bruises from that one. We'll see about the status of guys like Deontay Johnson, Spillane. I think those guys are going to be able to play, but we'll see what else comes out from this game. So you'll have, as it's kind of been the running theme, a little harder each week, Cleveland to Tennessee to Baltimore. I'm sure now Baltimore will be framed as the toughest test of the season, and so we'll see how this team handles Lamar Jackson and company, but we'll recap and really preview that a little bit later in the week. For now, the focus on Tennessee. We'll have that for you guys the rest of the week. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. There's my train, and we'll talk to you soon.